Everybody, welcome back. We're going to do another Undecember video. In this one, we're going to be talking about an Act 8 boss, the revived Ramalda's branch. This fight, you can see it kind of going here. What I'm going to do is I'll walk through it a little bit. It is one of the more difficult fights that I found to survive in. I will say off the bat, I would be shocked if you don't need to revive during this. I make many attempts. There are certain things that there are mechanics in there that were borderline one-shots. Sometimes resists can help with that. We mentioned that in a lot of different videos. But anyway, I would expect to definitely spend some revives on this. So I'll walk through this fight, at least my experience with it. You can see I'm a ranged build here. I have changed my build since this video, but I do still find range to be best for fights like this, unless you are just super tanky and can survive a lot of stuff. So anyway, let's get to it. So like I mentioned, I'm going to go through some of this. One of the things you can see is you'll see a lot of dodges for mine, and these swipes that the branch is doing, like there, I just had 2 dodges. I would have been dead had I didn't take in these. I find that they hit very hard. They're sometimes very hard to avoid. So for that reason, if you can increase movement speed as much as you can, that's great. This part here, where you see the branches coming out and then sometimes they spring up the cages, I would focus on just trying to dodge those. Don't try to just shoot as you're going around those. There's a lot of them and you've got a very confined space. So just try to get out of the way. And this part, the branches are slightly different. So there are spots where they come out in these like sort of different rows. Here, it's just like, it's a spiral effect of just everywhere. Again, try to get out of it if you can. That was a cleave hit that I took where he just swung and I just stood there like a moron. But again, 2 dodges. You'll see dodges a lot. Hit, I'm almost dead. Again, more of these sort of cleaving swings that do take a lot. That's the one where it just goes out with the branches and angles. Try to find a spot in between those the best you can. That's the spot where I'm talking about. Just try to find safe spots there. Get out of them. Here's the spots again where it's all different directions. Again, all different directions. Find a nice little safe cone space if you can. That cleave hits like crazy. It's a big range. You can see me running around here, just dodging all those little, and then he comes out with the one that go everywhere, and you get hit. It's pretty brutal. Here it is again. So if you've got him in a corner, you can go opposite side. That's one technique to try to get out of that as well, even though it's a small range. It's where he pops up and okay. So I'll talk about this spot more later. So this was the part where I was like, how do I survive this? This specific mechanic here, it appeared to me that he'd only do it on half, or he or she, the branch would do it on half of the map. But there's one point I'll show you later. Well, I literally teleport to the other side. And I don't know if it was lag or whatever, but I could not find a way to avoid the damage from that. If you know of a way to avoid it, please comment below. Let me know. I'd like to share it. Not that I'm going back to do this boss, but that particular mechanic I found to be very, very, very basically impossible to avoid, and something that you just sort of need to deal with. All right, here it is again. I get closer there, so I had to avoid the other things. But in that time, if you're in there, you get cleaved, or like they'll just do a melee swipe. So I was like, okay, well, I thought maybe if I'd be in there, I could quickly hop to the other side of them and then, survive it. But yeah, I had other ideas. Again, just high damage from a lot of this stuff. Hit it once and twice, you're toast. As I'm doing these, you'll notice I'm trying to stay as ranged as I can from this person. Just on that outer limit to just distance myself as much as I can. Again, I got lucky there. I got a dodge. You know, I have a dodge build, which helps a lot, but it's also RNG. I mean, there, let's look at that again. So here. Like, I mean, that was something that I didn't even know. Again, I don't even know what hit me there. It was just sort of nuts. I'm like, all right. I don't know exactly what happened, but all right. So I've got this at crazy slow speed here. So look at, I am on the other side of this guy right now. I'm not seeing anything. And then I'm just dead. Like, what is even happening here? I'm like, okay, like, oh, I just don't get it. All right, so you can see me up in this corner. I'm just firing away. I don't seem to be taking any damage from anything. Comes up. Wish it played that slow. I'm moving. There's some sort of like, I don't know, just like explosion thing, and then I'm dead. I'm like, all right, again, comment below if you know what that is. So this is the one I believe that I just decided to say, you know, YOLO. I'm just reviving here. So again, dodges on the cleaves, got hit there. I'm trying to keep my distance as best as I can. I got a dodge luck there. Dodge. You know, it's just like I'm getting lucky right now. A lot of dodges. Again, I wish I had higher movement speed. I was distanced there. I'm just going to try to avoid these little waves of branches that are coming at me. Just find the gaps. Same thing here. Dodge. Got lucky there. Here's that set again. I was too far away, so I survived there. Again, that cleave for some reason didn't get to me. All right, this is when it comes up. Doink. And see, right there was the part where I'm saying, like, I'm on the other side. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to be fine here. I'm in the middle. He's facing the side of me, but I was wrong. It like came out and like shot towards me. So I was like, all right. So at this point, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to start reviving. I was at about half health. That's about when that happened. That's where that stuff comes out. And you can see that there's the ability there that it's half the screen. So I'm thinking, all right, if I can get to that other half, I should be fine. But it's just like 2 dodges on the cleaves. I mean, this fight really is sort of just, I don't know. I mean, you've got to have a ton of movement speed, dodge again, getting lucky, or just be willing to just revive and say, dodge again. There's so many times, dodge. You know, I should have been dead. The waves of these aren't too bad. Just find a spot. Dodged again, and dodged again. These waves dodged again. I think I teleported there, it looked like. So I think he comes up in the middle again. And I'm just that time I think I dodged it, but then cleave in the middle. So it's like, ugh. So I'm like, all right, insta resurrection, forget this. I'm just going for it. Insta death again from the swing. I'm like, you got to be kidding me with this. At that point, I was just like, I just don't care anymore. I am resurrecting, dodging on the swings again, cleaves. I just wanted to finish this thing. I was so sick of like, it was just such a small area and the mechanics weren't, you know, that hard in my mind, but it just hit so hard that I couldn't, I dodged again. I was like, there's nothing I can do here. So that was it. That was the fight. Again, very, very difficult as far as, you know, being able to survive some of these things. But let me know if you found another way to defeat this one. I know some people who are playing this game have probably gotten past a lot of these fights, but I am enjoying this game. I do think that, you know, while there are definitely mechanics and aspects of the game that could convince you to spend some money on it, I'm finding ways just to play and have fun. And not stress about those that much. So I want to put these videos out there for people who might actually consider still playing it and wanting to have a good time. So if they get to a spot like this where they just hit a wall, like, well, you know what, here's a video. Even if it gets 10 views, I'm kind of like, whatever. So That's what I got. If you want to help support the channel, appreciate you. Hammer down like buttons, notification bells, all that sort of thing. Until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.